Hey everyone! The world's lust for spices has shaped thousands of years of history. Without ginger, without cinnamon, and other delicious spices, Queen Elizabeth I couldn't have invented the gingerbread man. Today, let's know about the origins of some of the main spices that have shaped the modern day delicacies. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. If you eat enough pepper, you will start to sweat, which explains why ancient peoples thought it made an excellent medical treatment. Chinese physicians employed it as a treatment for malaria, cholera, and dysentery, while Indian monks used it as a sort of power bar. They swallowed small amounts of pepper in hopes that it would help them survive their long treks through the rough countryside. Later, pepper became so valuable that it served as a de facto form of currency. It was used for centuries in Europe to pay rent and taxes. In one exceptional case, it was also used for ransom. Attila the Hun is said to have demanded about 3,000 pounds of pepper in 408th century. In exchange, he promised to stop sacking the city of Rome. It's probably been the most valuable food additive in all of history. Mostly because it did such a good job of preserving foods in the centuries before the refrigerator was invented. Salt mines in Sher Abad, Iran also testify to salt's ability to preserve people. 4 salt men have been discovered there, eerily mummified by what they were digging for, and 2 of them may date as far back as 650 BCE. But the use of salt predates the Iranian salt men. In China, 4,700-year-old writings testify to its value. The Peng Zhao Kan Mu, the earliest known treatise on pharmacology, mentions more than 40 kinds of salt. And a tragic piece of Chinese folklore tells a story of how the mythical phoenix first brought salt to the attention of a lowly peasant who was accidentally put to death by a temperamental emperor before anyone realized the value of what he had found. Although it's originally from Sri Lanka, cinnamon has been a global sensation for millennia. It first appears in Chinese writings from 2800 BC. They called it kwai. Cinnamon was also used by ancient Egyptian embalmers, perhaps for the same reason that it became a popular cooking spice. Its warm aroma and antibacterial properties could hide the stench of meat starting to go bad. Romans had attachments to cinnamon that were both medical and sentimental. Pliny the Elder records cinnamon as being worth about 15 times its weight in silver. And the Roman Emperor Nero, known for both his evil tendency and his extravagance, sacrificed a year's supply of cinnamon as punishment for murdering his wife. Like cinnamon, this one's been a popular spice since the days of Pliny the Elder. He wrote about a curious plant that bears 2 spices: nutmeg, the seed, and mace, the reddish covering around the seed. Nutmeg's distinctive scent has made it consistently popular through the ages. The Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI reportedly had workers blanket Roman streets with the aroma in celebration of his crowning. The majority of the world's nutmeg now comes from the Caribbean island of Grenada. In fact, the local economy is based almost entirely on tourism and nutmeg exports, and the spice is a centerpiece of the country's flag. But nutmeg didn't even exist in Grenada until British sailors brought it there from Indonesia in the early 1800s. Marco Polo didn't bring back pasta from his trip to China, but he did reintroduce ginger to Europe. Hugely popular in the Roman Empire, ginger suffered roughly the same fate as that empire. By Polo's day, it was barely remembered by European cooks. After Polo and Company imported it as a rare luxury, it stayed that way for centuries. Queen Elizabeth I was a noted enthusiast. Some historians think she may have popularized the gingerbread man. Anything that tastes as strong as horseradish must have a history of use in medicine. In the 3,500 years humans have been eating it, people have treated everything from rheumatism to tuberculosis, low back pain to low libido with horseradish. Hippocrates wrote about it along with the 400 other spicy medicines he recommended. He spread all over Europe and Scandinavia, and by the late 1600s it was a British staple eaten alongside beef and oysters and made into pungent cordials. Germans call the root Meerrettich or sea radish, since the herbs grows wild in coastal areas. English speakers may have picked up the word as mare radish, which then became the genderless horseradish. American settlers had an even more evocative name for it: sting nose. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.